Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Stephanie and happy 2017 and welcome to any new people on my channel and welcome back all you regulars. I hope you had a really great Christmas and a really fun New Year's. So today I'm going to be doing a review of and first impression of a new foundation I bought over the Christmas season from Sephora, and also first impression of a concealer, and then comparing it to one of my favourite Sephora foundations. So I'll be giving you first impressions and review of two foundations and a concealer. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll get started with the review. So the two foundations are, the first one is Sephora 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation, and it looks like this, and the other foundation is the Sephora Tint Infusion Ethereal Natural Finish Foundation, and it looks like this. So the Tint Infusion is a foundation that I've had for a little while and I absolutely love it, and the Sephora 10-Hour Wear is the new foundation, so I'm going to compare them, put one on one side of my face and the other on the other side, and see how they compare to each other. And the concealer that I'll be trying today is the Sephora High Coverage Concealer Natural Finish, and it looks like this, and again this will be a first impressions. So starting on a clean face, I'm going to go in with my Becca Primer Backlit priming filter, and it looks like this. Any of you regulars on my channel know how much I love this primer. It's lovely and illuminating, and I just think it's a really great primer, so I'm going with one of my favourites, and then I'll be able to compare more fairly of what I think of the foundations. So we're going to start off with the Sephora 10-Hour Wear, and I'm in shade Claire Light, so this is a yellow undertone, and this retailed, I bought this in Europe, so it was around €17, and in America this is $20. So I'll just let you know what it says on the back. It says it's a medium coverage, buildable, and it is meant to wear for 10 hours. So we will pop this on. So I'm going to do the 10-hour wear on this side of my face. So it's got a little pump, which I like. Makes it easy to come out with and means you don't get much wastage. So I'm just going to pop that on this side. So we'll just do little finger swipes with the product. So it feels very creamy and feels quite thick. So I feel like this, you will be able to build it up to give quite a good coverage, which I do like. Colour wise, it's looking quite nice and yellow undertone, and also looking like quite a good match. I did buy this in Sephora when I was on holidays at Christmas, so I was able to actually test it on the back of my hand to see picking the right shade. So that is this side of the face, and then I'm going to go in with the Tint Infusion, and I'm in shade Linen, and it looks like this. So I'll just shake this up, and like I said, I've tried this one before, but I want to compare it against this other Sephora foundation that I've never tried before. So this retails for $11, which is super affordable. I know that its full price is like $24, and in Europe I think it's around 17 or 18 euros, but I got this for $11, which was great. So it has a nice little pipette, and I'm just going to pop that on the other side of my face, and this one is a lot runnier than the 10-hour wear, and this says that it is light to medium coverage, buildable, and 12 hours hydration. So this one feels like you sort of need to get blending quite quickly or it will run off your face. But I do like the little pipette. Again, it's very easy, like the other side, to apply, because when you have to like squeeze it out, it's never as easy. So already you can see this side is much, like not moving as much, and this side it feels like it's much more runny. So let's blend out. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe M439 brush, and I will blend out this side, which is the 10-hour wear. So that is blending out really nice and very, it feels quite, it's definitely not dewy, it feels quite a natural finish foundation, but it's blending out lovely on the skin. It is giving good coverage. Like I do have some pinkness in my cheeks, and it's kind of neutralising that, and also around my nose I get like quite a red nose. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that so far. And I didn't actually put that much on pump wise, so I'm going to put just another half pump just to build up the coverage a little bit more. just on the cheeks, and then we'll blend that out again. I definitely feel like the way that's blending out, it will stay on the skin for a long time. Like it said, it is a long wearing, well, 10-hour wear, and it does feel like from first impression that it will last like really well on the skin. So for the more hydrating side, I'm going to use my beauty blender, and I'm just going to tap that out. So like if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I do love this erythral light foundation, and have used it in a number of my videos, so I will let you know that I just love this foundation on this side already. It's the Tint Infusion side. I really love this. Comparing it against the more fuller coverage 10-hour wear Perfect foundation, whoa, those colours are a pretty good match, even though they're different shades. That's actually blended quite nicely. But yeah, like I said, I already love the Tint Infusion, so that's why I wanted to try the 10-hour wear one. So for any of you who haven't seen my other videos with the Tint Infusion, that just blends out super easy and super quick, and basically it feels like it's your own skin but better, and then it gives sort of quite a medium coverage depending on how much you put on, so it doesn't feel heavy on the skin and it doesn't feel like cakey in any way. Having both of these on now and looking at them in real life, the 10-hour wear feels more, it feels more matte, and this feels more hydrating and slightly dewy, but not like too dewy. It feels like more hydrating, and then this feels slightly more of a natural finish, but both are quite natural finishes, but just this side with the Tint Infusion is definitely a bit more hydrating feel. From a coverage point of view, in person the coverage looks pretty similar. Maybe the 10-hour wear one is slightly more full coverage, and the Tint Infusion is slightly lighter coverage, but overall both foundations at this stage look really, really nice. So I'm going to go in with the Sephora Concealer. So this says it's high coverage concealer, natural finish, and I went for, what shade did I go for? I went for porcelain, yeah, pink porcelain number 13. So this was one of their lightest concealers, and let's see how this goes on. So it has like a nice applicator straight on, so you don't need a brush, so we can just paint this straight on, and let's see how it goes. So this is light, quite light. It has a pink undertone, so it'll help sort of neutralize some of my dark circles. So it is much lighter than my skin, but I do quite like having a highlighted look, and they had quite a lot of shades as well. So I'll link below all these 3 products, so if any of you want to try it, you can. And this was, I think, 12 or 13 euros, and I will also link down the US price as well, so that any of you want to buy it can try it. But I thought actually it was quite reasonably priced for concealer, so I'm just putting that on the eyelid as well to act as primer, and then we'll bring it down the centre of the nose, a little bit on the chin. I would say that I've only went in for like one dip, and there was a lot of product on the applicator, which is good. It means you didn't like have to keep going, and it feels like quite cooling on the skin, which is nice. So I'm going to go back in with my Dampen Beauty blender, and I'm going to blend that out. So that is blending out lovely. It feels really nice on the skin, this concealer. It does, even though it's meant to be a high coverage, it doesn't feel like heavy on the skin at all. It feels very water weight actually. Reminds me kind of the feeling of the Urban Decay Naked concealer. It feels like very lightweight, but actually it feels like it's giving more coverage than the Urban Decay concealer. It feels more like feels quite coverage level of something more like the Lock-It concealer, but in a much more hydrating, lightweight feel. So I'm very impressed with that concealer so far. Yeah, that concealer has blended out really, really easy and really nicely, so very, very happy with that. So now just to set my concealer, I am going to set it with the RCMA No Colour Powder. Everyone who watches my channel knows how much I love this. And I'm going to use my Sigma F35 brush just to apply the powder onto the under eye area. So we're just going to tap that anywhere where we put the concealer just to really set it and lock it. Then with my Sephora Pro 91 brush, I'm going to take just some more of the RCMA powder, and I'm just going to do a light dusting on the rest of the face so that we can just set all of that foundation in place. So guys, that is the powder all applied. I'm not going to go and finish the rest of my makeup to see how the foundations sit with bronzer, eyebrows, everything, just the full face, so I can see how the foundations both compare to each other. But at the moment, having both sides done, it's not like a dramatic difference of coverage and also feel. Now that it's set, it looks actually very similar. So I will come back to you once my makeup's all done. Hey guys, so I'm back now after finishing all of my makeup. You can see I just went for a very natural sort of bronzy, nudie eye look with natural lips. So when applying bronzer and powder and like blush and highlight and everything, it went on really easy on both sides. And now that my overall makeup look is done and the makeup has been on for a little bit longer, I absolutely love the 10-hour wear. I feel like for combination skin, which I have, I feel like this will last really well and it won't just like move. It feels like it'll definitely stay in place without even having a setting spray. And it didn't go into any of my like smile lines or any fine lines. It's really sitting really beautifully on the skin. I absolutely love this, and this is definitely one of my new favourite foundations. I really love this. It just gives really nice coverage, and the thing I like about this is for daytime you can use a bit less, and then in the evening you could just put a bit more on and you could really build it up to be a very full coverage, I feel, because of the way it blends out and just the texture. I feel like you could get really full coverage. So if you had like a lot of scarring or acne or things that you really need to cover up, I feel like this would be very good if you've got skin blemishes or anything like that. The other one, the Tint Infusion, which I love, I really like that, and comparing it to the 10-hour wear, it definitely is more hydrating and moisturising, and it does feel more lightweight. So I would recommend this Tint Infusion for anyone who's got very dry skin. I actually have normal to combination and it's not so greasy that you can't wear it, but I feel like out of the two, if you had dry skin, then this one you'd prefer more. I like that both give a natural finish, and this one does feel very moisturising on the skin, which is good. I feel like you couldn't get this as full coverage, so this would be better for people who like just a more light to medium coverage and don't want to build it up to full coverage. The concealer, oh my goodness, this concealer is so good. I'm loving this Sephora concealer. It's just blended out beautifully. It sits lovely on the skin, and it really doesn't sit in any of my fine lines, on which I have some onto my eyes, so really love how that blended out. So yeah guys, that was my first impressions and review. I hope you find this video interesting, and do let me know if you've tried any of the Sephora foundations or concealers. I know they have other ones out there, so you might have tried different ones. Do let me know, and I hope you find this video interesting. So yeah, thanks for watching, and do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!